Kia ora, dear listener or viewer. Welcome to Zealand. Now, Zealand is set in a post-apocalyptic world, so it goes without saying that we will be exploring some of the darker natures of humanity. So if you're squeamish or the idea unsettles you, take your chance now to walk away. For now, we return to Zealand.
Kia ora, guys, gals, and legionnaires. Rycon here, and welcome back to Zealand. This is Season 3, Chapter 1, Part 4, Reunions. In the last, our team came up against 4 infected creatures. Seemingly corrected, 5 corrected infected creatures. That... well, some of you hadn't seen before, but others had had previous encounters with. Most of you made it out of there unscathed, Scott taking a little bit of a muscle pull to the arm, but during the fight, Max was bitten in the throat, a bad bite, a grievous wound to the head. It was rough. Now, you got in there as fast as you could, trying to stop the flow of the bleeding. Willow coming in afterwards and realizing that she would have to start to work on her back up in the actual accommodation building itself. She was brought up into the medical wing where she has been kept during the night. Willow was in there with you waiting on the outside, Dan, for a time. Eventually, she does come out. She's done stitches around the wounds that were there to try and seal them up just to kind of contain everything. And she's also told you that she's cleaned the wound as best she could with what she had available to her, which is a whole range of stuff. You guys have actually got pretty good medical supplies here. Something else to note is that Willow isn't allowed into this medical area by herself. There is always someone with her, and that someone is more often than not Frank. So he's been keeping an eye on the medical cabinet. Two of you, not sure why, maybe it's just a security procedure because you guys are there. And after that, she comes out. Now, are any of you trying to rest?
No, because of what they said, they'd be like, this is what you guys saw out there?
Yep.
Yeah. Skull, what do you think?
Well, I pretty much said that was weeks ago. Yeah. Well, they're not normal.
You can see that.
Clearly they're infected, but there's some heavy mutations and developmental problems going on there, so...
This conversation's happening up in the main kind of lounge area, up the top. You're sitting around here, there is a lamp, a very, very low power lamp that's in there, a solar one that's giving a little bit of illumination to the room so that you can kind of see by it. And the kids are asleep at this point. Obviously they've been kind of tucked away, surprisingly being able to sleep through gunfire and the rest. It's like they're kind of starting to get used to this stuff. But all the adults are up and you're all in around the couches discussing this. And Skulk, I'll let you continue.
Yeah, so because of mutations and all the muscle issues and developmental problems, they're all hermaphroditic for one. And since you said you saw one pregnant, could be
moving stuff in the belly. That's what I assumed, though.
Yeah, if they can get pregnant and if they can give birth, maybe this is something that happens when infected creatures give birth. They turn out like this. Because
it's like the rats I saw a couple of years ago.
Well, it would make sense. Rats have.
Are you saying that you think they can reproduce?
Well, unless someone else is doing some really heavy genetic experiments.
creatures that have already been infected already started to pass.
Perhaps not the dead ones, but the living ones, I mean, we've seen blood flow still works, so you presume the blood flow works downstairs.
Choking them out, they work, so...
Yeah, so... I mean, also, someone, who can use 2 irons probably should go out there and just stick something through each of their heads. The ones that haven't really properly cut open.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, if blood flow and the organs still work, theoretically they should be able to give birth.
Do you remember if the one that we dealt with the morning after we killed it, there was still stuff moving in it?
Roll a logic check for me.
No, fail.
You can't be sure. That night was rough. It might not have. Your memory's hazy of and around that time.
I have a feeling that the one that we dealt with, I think I remember this thing moving inside it even after it had been dead for the entire night. After we killed it, so I don't know if it was pregnant or if it was something else.
So I won't be part of this conversation as well. So you'd be the only one out there in this conversation.
Yeah. Well, I mean, unless there's really no other way I can really see it going. I mean, unless there's a lab somewhere cranking out genetic experiments, and clearly they were actually infected. So I mean, you can see the pustules and the black veins. That's normal. So well, for them it's normal.
Do you reckon they're all going to be like this? I'm thinking humans. The human one's going to come.
You don't mean to say that you think that.
Well, what's it? 5 years. So let's say 4. We have a chance of seeing 4 years, 9-month-old little bald things running around.
3-month-old.
Oh yeah. 4 years and 3-month-old little things.
You think this could affect people?
Those fast ones, if it's all the same, I mean, this might only affect animals. We don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it could. We don't know. I mean, it's rats, dogs. We're not that different.
It's a terrifying thought.
I mean, yeah, biologically speaking. So we've seen it affect all mammals.
You're right. It has.
Birds are fine, fish are fine. So maybe this is a mammal thing, and eventually we'll see humans looking like this.
Jesus Christ.
Did you? I mean, honestly, do you see any funny toddlers?
No, not really.
Down in Eden? Any
No.
pale bald kids?
So we've got 5 years before they became a decent sized kid, and we've seen what the other ones can do.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't tell me half my size, but their agility, a 5-year-old kid can run circles around me normally.
You've been out there for this whole time. You haven't encountered anything like that.
Just those rats.
And maybe we're okay.
Yeah.
Or maybe things just haven't kicked off.
I mean, yeah,
Humans
dogs and
grow
rats.
slower.
Yeah,
Humans grow a lot slower.
And they need a whole lot more at birth. I mean, dogs and rats, they're precocious from birth, so maybe if there has been human things like this, they just didn't survive infancy.
I can't imagine they being cared for.
The living.
You can see that Aroha, who has been up here, her parents have not been present for this, but she's been kind of up slightly towards the back, and seems quite visibly uncomfortable. Your eyes kind of meet her for a second.
The living dead zombie things seem more animalistic than anything else, so I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this sort of a thing happens in humans as well.
Well, we know, I mean, they're pale, hairless, with black veins running through them, so if we see any kids like that, we'll know. I mean, they won't be hard to miss.
No. But these things were communicating, weren't they? They were howling. It's more than we've seen with the other things. If the human ones are anything like that, but on a human level,
We have a big problem.
There'll be intelligent zombies. So we got, what, 5-10 years to shore up the fences?
We saw what 10-year-olds can do. I'd say we got 5. Jesus. Alright. Poe is he's a construction worker. Maybe tomorrow we get him to have a look at these fences. We gotta go down, we gotta go up.
We also need to clear all the brush out from around us so nothing sneaks up.
100%.
Like, you know,
It's gotta be cut.
None taken.
We've got a few scythes back in the equipment room and the storage. We get out there, start chopping all that grass and bush away.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
I was sort of thinking the easy way.
I was thinking that as well, but it's a bit dangerous. It's peak summer.
Wait till winter.
Maybe later on, but right, it's got to be cut now.
Yeah.
We cut it now, maybe winter.
It'll be a day's hard work, but it's possible to do.
I was thinking if we burn them and I'm sure we can find Epsom salt somewhere, salt the ground,
Yep.
nothing grows again.
When we burn it, we can bring that fire truck down there. We got the hoses. We don't need the fire truck. We just need the portable pump and the hoses.
The thing is, we will want to be careful that we do not set fire to our food. We still have wheat growing out there that is not ready yet to be harvested.
we will have fire breaks around the whole area. We're not doing this now. We're doing this during winter. This is later on. We'll cut it all manually for now.
I like the
It's going to
sounds
be a
of that
continuous
better.
process, and then we'll have a fire break around the entire area, and we only set fire to what's in the middle.
Yeah, after we harvest.
After. Do you have any other crops around? Further out, other areas?
No, not yet.
There's a chance, a small chance, that we might have trouble tomorrow morning.
There's gunshots.
Made a bit of noise. It's not too windy out there tonight, so there's a chance that the sound traps aren't going to be making as much sound as normal. And that sound carries across these hills, especially when there's not much going on. The other question we have to ask ourselves is, where did these things come from? Why haven't we seen them before?
Do they reckon they tracked you up here?
The hairless dogs did very possibly.
Yeah, if I mean, dog, the dog.
Could have been following your scent, like well behind you.
Also, the airplane.
Where did you see them last? Where was the last place that you ended up seeing them?
The scorched section down south.
Yeah.
Yeah, the scorched section of just down south. It was it's full of them. There's craters and pockets of earth, and there's these little burrows that we've seen in them. It's how when you check for burrows.
Makes sense. No, like that's thin skin, no hair, no pigment. They'll need to burrow to get away from the sun.
To get away from the sun.
So we won't have protection during the day.
Maybe.
What makes you think that? Just because they're pale?
No, because we didn't see them during the day either.
Yeah.
We were able to get through that entire thing during the day.
Both of you rolled logic checks for me.
Also, do I have to roll for what I'm about to say? Because I'm say they can feel pain. They'll want to stay away from the sun.
I'm not there.
80, fail.
Okay.
Can we test that with the ones we got? Are we
Right.
able to-
The fact they feel pain, we
they're
can
not,
sort them.
well, they're not going to feel pain from sunlight because they're dead now. But will the sun still have any reaction to them?
Yeah, skin still does tan and burn after death.
Right. Then that's
Not burn, but it will tan after death. So if they tan, then yeah.
Let's not get rid of them. We need to take the heads and
I'll tan the skins up on the roof.
Is that going to be
rather
safe?
burn them later on. I'd rather just till morning, sun comes out, then we burn them.
Yeah, we'll just see if there's any reaction with the skin on them. We'll just take the whole bodies of let the blood. There's still enough blood on them to keep some things going.
Just to see if there's any reaction. That gives a bit of comfort.
Alright.
And I'll start making bigger traps and trap further out.
I'm with you on that. I can assist you.
We also start need to make human-sized traps, or at least toddler-sized traps.
You guys focus on the traps. We'll focus on reinforcing these walls. I'm thinking a
The
trench.
only issue that we have with those traps, though, is if we have people that come up on our walls like the 3 did earlier on today, or even you, and not knowing that they're there, if you get
We
your
can
leg in
read.
one of those
We
traps...
can warn them. We can literally have a sign saying this is a trap. Be careful.
Yeah.
Okay, signs work.
We'll just say this area is trapped. Avoid, follow the path. We'll just won't trap anywhere near the path.
Yeah.
And we could just make some more paths out, set them out so we know that we can walk around any traps.
That's a sound idea. I like it. We can do it.
Well, I'd like to be useful around here. Unfortunately, with a missing leg, there's certain things that I'm not suited for. But if you need an extra pair of hands somewhere,
There's something we can look towards in the morning, but
fair enough.
So we'll try and sleep then. We're going to need watchers. I'm more than happy to stay out. I want to be useful.
Me too. I'm not that tired from
I'll
the
take
fight.
watch.
So
Right.
Same thing as normal. We'll take some shifts. Back to this whole game.
We'll stay up close to those spotlights. We hear noise, we fire them up.
Mm-hmm.
We spy what we can. Who's going to go get the bodies?
I'll go finish them off.
There's a winch on the side of the building if you want to winch them back up to the roof
yeah.
to do your little study.
We don't
do
need
that
to
there.
do it. We can just leave them on the ground.
I'll be on the roof tomorrow anyway, so I might as well put them on the roof where we know suns will hit them, and I can keep an eye on them.
Well,
The
if they're
only
gonna
other
burn,
thing to
we're gonna
consider-
bring them back down.
Yeah, gravity.
I don't see why they need to go up there.
Yeah,
It is closer to where you have been drying your meat as well.
Yeah, that's
Perhaps
fair.
it might not be sanitary.
Yeah.
we'll just put them outside walls then.
Just keep them all out.
luckily they're right next to the gate.
We'll we need to fill that hole.
Yeah.
Do that, and then in the morning we'll fix the wall, get it bigger.
We have some stuff in the storeroom we could use.
Okay, alright. So, you decide to start to split up. Some of you being on watch, others staying up. It's very hard to settle down after this. And Dan, for you, it's quite a restless night as well. You're kind of outside the room, you're in, you're out. But Frank's been staying on the other side of the door. So effectively, you're in this room here. Frank is outside this one here, sitting outside this door. He's just got a chair put up next to it. And whenever you're needing to go out, if you need to use a loo or anything like that, he unlocks it, locks it back up as soon as you're through. But it's kind of a not so restful night. Luckily you slept a fair bit during the day, which has helped you out a bit, but for the rest of you, you try and sleep. As the night starts to pass by, it is a quiet night. Eventually, sound starts to return to the area again. You're noticing the sounds of insects once again start to pick up in the area. Is there anything else in particular anyone wants to do during the night? Other than
Clean my weapons, basically.
making sure that they're all being stabbed through
Clean
the
them
head?
all up and
Okay. Alright, so those of you who don't have rooms,
At night, whenever I'm taking watch, I'm assuming I'm taking watch
up the top,
up the
yeah,
roof.
yeah, near
I'll
the
see
spotlights.
If I can find any of my bullet casings to try and
Sure.
work on them when I have some more free time.
Yep, definitely click them up, put them into, pockets or in a bag. Okay. Yeah, those of you who do not have beds, you find somewhere to bed down for the night. Jake, when you end up turning back in to where Aroha is, she's waiting in there, and she kind of like makes sure that the door's closed, and when it's kind of closed, she's like, hey, I didn't want to worry you today, but I've been feeling more pain lately.
Should I get Willow?
I think I'm okay tonight, but it's... Look, I don't know what this is meant to feel like. I mean, there's some good days, there's some bad days. I just... Yeah, I'm worried.
Yeah, we've got medical. We've got a nurse here.
You don't think that, like, we've been exposed in any way, or...
No. From what we've seen, it's a pretty vicious thing, whatever it is.
Yeah, but what if it's not, though? What if it's just small? What if it's subtle in people? How do we know?
I haven't seen anything like that. We've seen it. You get sick, you go to sleep, you wake up.
I'm worried.
I don't know. We made it here. We're one of the first planes to fly in maybe 5 years.
That guy's fucking crazy. I thought we were gonna die.
Yeah, we pushed it a bit far with that petrol. We got here.
Yeah. It's what you said as well. It's, like, safe. And they're good people. Do you think that girl's gonna be okay?
I hope so. We had a friend that was attacked like that. He survived. Not by one of those things. That's, medical attention almost straight away.
Yeah, you're right.
She's got the best chances she's got.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Let's get some sleep. Got a big day ahead of us.
Okay. Alright. You start to retire for the evening. Just like everyone else does. Your watches begin. Dan, while you're sitting in there, you kind of hear her stir a little bit. Oh.
How are you feeling?
Like shite. I don't feel good. Should I go? Something feels in there. Do you know how bad it was?
Pretty bad. Doc got you quickly.
Or are those things like the others?
Yeah, they might have followed us.
No, I mean more, do you think they've got whatever this fucking thing is?
I've no idea.
It might just be psycho-fucking-somatic. But I'm feeling hot. I don't... I'm worried.
You'll be alright. I'll watch over you tonight.
What if it's got me?
It hasn't. Just in case, just pull out the handgun.
Fuck.
But you'll be fine.
You're
gonna be alright.
I want to fucking die, but
It's not the first time I've had to bandage up a wound to your necks.
No, I feel like I'm getting way too many of them. I think I might start wearing a helmet or something. Or at the very least what those fucks out there were wearing.
Yeah.
It's a lot better than a fucking jacket.
Yeah.
Okay.
Try to rest.
I will. And she kind of settles back down a little bit. And you try and settle a little bit as well.
Just sit in the corner watching and just
Okay.
keep the gun out just in case.
Yeah. And the kind of like dim light that's coming through here. This is very, very dim moonlight. You can see like her breathing is quite like shallow and rapid at points, and she seems quite restless when she's sleeping, but she does fall asleep, but she seems restless. And she's tossing and turning, and it's not an easy night for you. But eventually, the sun rises on a new day. The watches come to an end, and there was no more disturbance during the night.
Well, then we go check in on Max and Dan.
Okay.
How's she doing?
You make your way down in, and Frank's kind of sitting out the thing. He's actually fallen asleep at this point, at the door.
No, I'll wake him. Sorry to wake you.
In the morning?
Yeah.
Alright.
Do you mind if I check in on my...
Yeah, sure. Give me a second.
And he pulls the keys off on the side and unlocks the door, opens it up. You hear it close behind you, locks again.
Go into the room.
Open up.
How's she doing?
Dan's actually, he's asleep at this stage, like his head's just kind of like rested back on a chair in the corner.
So just falling asleep anyway?
It came in time. And Max is there, and she seems to be sleeping as well.
Do I see the gun in Dan's...
Yeah, in his hand, yeah.
Does Max seem feverish? Like,
As you like walk over towards her, Dan, you're in a kind of half sleep at this stage, and you do kind of hear and sense someone in the room, and you see Verdant approaching the bed. So you're kind of sitting off to the side, and he's walked towards her at this stage, and you start to come to.
That's alright.
Yeah, I'll jump up to check on her.
Okay. It's
Stay-
just like a
stay
dull
back.
redness on the gauze that's on her neck.
Okay.
I'll just, I'll see how her temperature's running. And
Yeah, when you get closer, you can see that she's got a bit of a sweat on. And when you feel up against her, it feels hot.
Go find Squilla, the doctor.
Sure you'll be alright?
Yeah. Okay.
We go find Willow.
Okay, you knock back on the door and Frank opens it back up.
Hi, Willow. Where would I find Doctor?
Is everything okay?
Not sure. Fear.
Wait here. I'll go get her.
Sure.
And he walks off. You start waiting for a while. Is anyone doing anything else with their morning routine?
I'm just keeping a telescope out east
Telescope out east?
on the water.
Yeah, on the water? Okay.
Looking for those dolphins.
Scott, Jake, Nick?
I would see that the hole in the gets filled and everything.
Yeah, you're out there
I'm
early.
help with that.
Yeah, you're up way before, like, Jen's still in bed at this stage. You get up, see Nick kind of up, and he's up and about. You get him to come and help you. You grab one of the spades from the storage center, and you start loading back in the dirt at that point where they came
I
through.
can just use my weapon.
Yeah, you could. Okay, totally. That totally works. It's a utility tool. Okay, good. Roll attack. You attack that hole. Yeah, we'll move on from that statement. So, okay.
I thought he left Jen in bed.
It's the end of the night for us, folks. It's the end of the night. Okay, so you start patting that in, just across from you. Now, the bodies of these things that are still strewn out, dead on the ground. Light is slowly starting to permeate the surrounding area, creeping over the walls, and as you're working there outside, you start to notice something. As the sunlight creeps back and slowly starts coming over the carcasses of these things, you can see that there is a direct effect that the light seems to have on the skin. It's not like a... It's just like you can see that it's like intense sunburn that starts building up. And it's noticeable over the time that you're working out there on this hole with Nick. Patting it down, stomping it down, making sure it's okay.
I'll just look to Nick and I say, I guess that answers that question.
Yep, it's maybe they really don't like sun.
That's something at least.
Some bit of
Advantage.
yeah, positivity from the situation. Okay, so we finish up with the hole, and then I just put any excess stuff back into storage. And then I suppose the next thing I'll probably do would be to wait to see when this new builder person comes out and we can walk the walls.
Okay, alright. Most of the other folks are still sleeping in, it seems like. The people that have been safe on the second level and the third level. Time passes. Eventually Frank does come back, and you guys actually see this, so you're out and about at this point. You see Frank walk out, you see him going out, but then you see him coming back with Willow, walking towards the building. You see the two of them as well.
I'll just say morning.
Morning. They carry on towards the place. Jake, what's your agenda this morning? Sorry.
You'll get Poe and we'll focus on what we need to do for this wall.
Okay. Aroha, she's staying in. She's having a little bit more of a rest. And
Yeah.
You go find...
Probably, I would say, go talk to Willow. Get her to have another look over you.
Okay. Alright, I'm just going to have a little bit of a line for a bit longer. Alright. So you go and find Poe. And Poe's, you know the room that he's in. He's in there with Liz, and so you kind of knock, and then he comes to the door. Hey.
I'm going to need your expertise on this wall.
Got a problem?
Things came in last night. Under the wall, maybe over the wall.
Okay. Well, let's go see what they got. What we got to work with, and we'll go from there.
We might need to go for a run for more materials, but I think we're going to need to do a run for some baby stuff anyway.
Okay, man. Let's do it. See what they got.
Good as scary dog.
And you go start making your way downstairs.
Same. Oh, you want to go to them first?
Well, I was just seeing if there was like any quick things that you're gonna do.
Mine won't be quick.
Okay, all right. Eventually, Willow does make it up towards there with Frank, and Frank opens the. Yep, you're waiting. Okay, cool. He just kind of waits on the other side of the door with you, just kind of. Willow comes into the room. How's she doing?
Not great. She was feeling bad last night, tossing and turning all night, and she's really warm this morning.
Okay. Takes out a little bag, takes out like a digital thermometer, and just like does like a little check. She like just puts her hand to the back of her forehead. She's running really hot. I've seen this before. But I've seen it in more than just one way. Is she close to you? Are you close to...
Yeah.
There is a good chance that wound, I tried to clean it up as best I could. There is a chance that it wasn't enough. It sometimes isn't with these things. Sometimes all it is a bite or a scratch, and that's it. I don't want to rule it out. We've been here for years now, and we haven't lost anyone, and we're not going to lose someone today. So I'm going to stay here. I'm going to make sure that I do everything I can for her.
Thank you.
No one's going to die. I'm going to be sure of that. She reaches in and she takes out a small water bottle. She kind of covers flannel and starts putting it over her. And she starts looking through and seeing what else she has, and she takes out what looks to be a small little pill packet, pops a few things out, and pops one into her mouth, taking a little bit more of the water and just running it down. I'll wait here with you if you want.
When do we know? Is there a...
There's
Have you
no...
watched anyone?
There's no exact... I've seen it happen very quick, and I've seen it take a long time.
Are there signs before? Or...
These are some of them. I've given her antibiotics in the hopes that this is something else.
I think it's just from the wound.
We'll find out soon. And so, the two of you continue to wait in there. V, you're on the outside. You couldn't hear what was being said in there, but you could hear voices speaking, doing their thing.
Is Frank waiting outside?
He is still waiting outside.
I would have asked him, have you had anyone turn here?
Here? No. Not at this place.
Is there a way that you guys would deal with such a situation?
Yeah,
Is it humane?
as much as it can be. I really hope that it's not that.
I really hope so too.
She knows what she's doing.
I hope so. I'll just wait outside the room the entire time until one of these guys comes out.
Nick, you're still with Scott O'Dotto. What are your plans after the... There are still bodies out on the ground. I will say there's dog bods.
It'll be as much of cleaning up the facility as I can do, basically.
Okay. Yep. You start piling them together.
Yeah, so I would be heading back toward, because I told Nick I would be heading back towards the accommodation to look for Jake to be able to, go on the walk with Poe.
Yep. Coming back on the other side, you see the two of them there. They're looking over towards the big storage centre at the stage.
Yeah, so I just walk over and just morning.
Morning. Let's have a look at this wall, eh?
Yes.
Okay, and so you start doing a lap around this place. Poe starts pointing out a few places where he thinks that some improvements could possibly be made with the right materials, but also he's kind of asking you, what do you want this to be reinforced for? Like, what is this meant to take? And, potentially looking at areas around the wall where things could be overhanging, trees, etc., or kind of points that don't work as well with like elevation, maybe having to dig out the ground around it a little bit more so that there isn't, so that the height stays pretty consistent around the whole thing. You're having a chat about all these things. And it takes a while going around this, doing this, and this is your main objective at this stage. Cool.
Yeah, unless anything else gets communicated to me.
All right. Skulk, you're sitting up there in the morning light, contemplating life,
As you do.
and looking out towards the seas.
Mm-hmm.
Can you roll perception for me, please?
Any modifiers?
Yeah, man. You're going to get a plus 30 to this.
Plus 30, and I'll spin a sigil.
Because you have scanned those seas.
If I spin
Like
a-
an old sea dog.
If I spin a sigil, I'll have more than 100. Do I need to roll? Because I'll auto
Sure,
pass it.
because there's still a degree of success. What I'll do is I'll allow you to apply the additional onto your roll.
So that'll be 5 additional to roll.
Okay.
So in total with additional 43.
33. It's not bad. So, looking out towards the seas, you're looking at the light as it's kind of reflecting across the waves, looking for any kind of inconsistency in that. Occasionally you do think you see a fin, but you don't. Fine. You keep on scanning until something does catch your eye. You are looking from the top of here out
No,
in
east.
this direction. Yeah, so you're looking east. So east is out this way. You're scanning everywhere.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking towards east.
Are you only looking out east?
I'm looking
Okay, just to be sure, are you only looking out east?
eastwards.
Or are you checking everywhere?
So
Eastwards?
anywhere the
West,
sea.
north,
Okay.
south.
So I was
Okay.
like, not not to the left of Goat Island, anywhere to the right and as far down and above
Okay.
as I can see. So not like in a single line
You
east.
keep scanning, and nothing piques or perks your interest as you're looking
the
out
entire
towards
one.
that way.
Well, unless you
The
look
whole
other
time,
way.
the whole time you've been out here, nothing has caught your eye. Okay, and it continues for a time. While you guys are walking around the wall, roll perception for me. This is a hearing check.
Nick as well, right? Nick, you're on the walls.
Nick. No, Nick is bodying.
Oh, Nick's bodying.
He's doing body
Failed
treatment.
by 8.
Yeah, fail by 5.
Cool. Okay, man, this is a great
That's my
morning.
roll.
It's good. It's good.
Peaceful morning.
I
Yeah.
guess it doesn't have his.
He's focusing quite heavily on the wall and everything that goes along with that. And so, you just keep on going about your mornings. You're staying scanning in and around that area. Roll perception. Everyone that's outside currently.
Nick, you're outside currently.
Failed by
And
4.
You get a. But this is
I
still 0.
pass.
Still challenging.
Pass 18.
73 pass.
I failed by 4.
I spin my last sigil.
Okay.
16 pass.
16 pass. Okay. All right. So a few of you pass there. You start to hear. This is a little distant for you, and it's coming off from more of like the
Northwest.
northeast.
Oh, sorry.
See, out to
I was
sea.
down here.
So this is east. If that was like northeast, well, I mean like okay, northwest.
Northwest.
Okay, fine. We'll use the compass. Fine. God, hate compasses.
Use accurate terminology.
Oh God, fine. Fine.
It
It's
comes
west.
from the left.
Comes from the west.
From the left.
From
of
the
Goat
left. That comes from the left. From the left. Yeah.
The side
Okay.
you're
That's the right for me though. So.
Island. Okay, I swing my telescope around.
Okay. All right. We'll get to you in a moment. But it's something that you hear that makes you start to look off in this direction. Those of you that did pass, Nick, while you're out there moving bodies, you're a little bit further away, but still, you managed to hear this. It's the sound of an engine.
No, not again.
Now, to put things in perspective, for nearly 4 years, the only engines you've heard are when you have had your own cars in operation. You haven't heard anything else. But within the last day, you've heard an engine once before, and now you're hearing another engine. This doesn't sound like the plane. This sounds like a slightly deeper sound to a degree. And it's not as loud, so it's a little bit harder to detect. Those of you by the walls, you can just hear this, but Skulk, you can see this. And this is an easy roll at this point. There's no roll because it's already here. You spin your sight around, and right up in this bay here,
Shit, right near us.
right near you, because everyone's done really bad. There is what looks to be a speedboat that's just starting to coast.
Does that speedboat look familiar?
You don't see that. You don't see anything.
Did I see this familiar speedboat once before?
No, you
Okay.
didn't. You see the back of it, though. There is like a plume of like kind of. It doesn't look like fuel is being efficiently burnt on this thing. It's like. And it comes to a stop. You can see people moving around on this.
What are they wearing?
Looks like there's about 4 people.
What are they wearing?
Okay, so you bring your telescope around. It's a little difficult to see. The light's kind of bouncing off the water, but they seem to be wearing ordinary clothes. As ordinary as clothes can be, but they do seem to have added protection on top of those. So it looks like they've got a little bit of extra bulk to the clothing.
Radio through to anyone else going with our company. Anyone got eyes on this?
I go cool pigeon before I answer.
Okay, you start to run back in there. You run into your little home, opening the door, running over towards the radio, throwing off your skin that's covering it. Not your skin. Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
It's embedded in your arm. Boop, 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 boop. So you throw it off and you click in and you just start calling out to Pigeon, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, you're calling. No answer. You wait like a good minute, no answer.
See a pigeon calling.
You do hear this call come through to Jake. Everyone, Frank's radio goes off. You hear it. We've got company coming through. What Jake just said.
Okay, I will slowly open the door that you guys in. I'll say to you.
Door's locked.
Oh, door's locked?
Yeah.
Oh shit, okay, I will knock on the door then.
No.
Well, you're...
There is a... Frank has keys
so
to
we're
the door.
outside of that.
Yes,
Okay,
yeah,
I thought we
yeah,
were still
yeah.
in the... Okay, cool. We should let them know.
They should stay inside.
Okay.
Willow's got enough to worry about right now.
Yeah, okay. Let's go.
I'm staying here.
Okay. I will go. I'll start hobbling.
Hobbling down the thing, yeah.
I would have asked him where these guys would be. Or I would probably just go back up to
As you're going, he's saying, yeah.
Out front, we're up top.
Up top it is. Hobble off. And
But you realise that you have to go outside to climb the ladder to get up the top.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
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 I know.
Radio through a bit.
You guys need to make a trap door.
Yeah.
Just saying.
As soon as I hear someone on the ladder, I'll stop, but I'll still try and...
Okay, you're still
pull
trying?
through,
Okay,
like,
yeah.
desperately.
What is everyone else doing?
So radio to Nick. Nick, I think you should come back us up. Got your bows,
Okay.
arrows.
So
Go on.
Nick, you start racing back towards the MDC.
What's that?
Nick starts rushing back towards the MDC, away from where the bodies are, to try and go back. You just literally called Nick to you?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm narrating what's happening. You're just looking at me really surprised. Okay, so
The NBC.
MDC, the
The
Marine Discovery Centre, the thing that I've been calling it for the past year.
Yeah, it's called Marine
Yeah.
Discovery Centre.
Oh, is it?
Actually,
Yes.
actually, it's the Institute of Marine Science, but the front part is Marine Discovery
Yes,
Centre.
yeah. Okay, he starts running back towards the big square building. Yeah.
As
Okay.
soon as I get up to the top and see Skulk, I'll go. You wouldn't happen to have ammo for something like this, would you?
No, I don't have any range weapons or ammo.
Okay, cool.
No, you have a spotlight. That's
I've
a
got
ranged
spotlight,
weapon.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Actually, no. Your magnetic personality, because it's ranged, it has an effect on people from a distance. Yeah.
Like
That
there you
might
go.
be very helpful.
Yeah. Okay.
Any range is better than no range.
Yeah, so you do hear
outside of
You
that, the
hear-
visual image takes over.
you hear a clunk, 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 clunk.
One last call.
The sound of a one-legged person climbing up a ladder. Yeah. Yeah, one last call.
Nothing. Right, turn it off, throw it over, and go outside, lock the door.
You come outside as Vedant's climbing over the edge and he asks you about the thing. You say no. At that point, you get back out the telescope again and you look towards the shore, the boat. The boat is right up on the shore and there is no one on it.
Shit. I scan it. Yeah, I scan the coastline, coming close to it, like this whole area to see if I.
Yep, so essentially it seems to have come aboard here. All the boats are kept
Can't
in
see
a
it,
region
can't see
here.
it.
Oh, there.
Whoops, there we go.
Yeah.
Yep, so
So I'm assuming, would
Seems
you
to have come
point
to
out
shore
where the
here.
boat
Yeah.
is to me? Okay, so if he's pointing where the boat is to me, I would have used the scope to sort of.
looking in. So you're
Look,
both
I'll
looking
start
in
from
and
there
around that
and,
region.
Yeah, move down.
Okay,
Well,
both of you roll a perception check
Yeah.
for me, and this is going to be challenging. So just
9.
0. 9.
Fucking A. 86.
Okay.
And 9.
Yeah.
9. Okay, so with that 9,
You see nothing.
you do catch the very end of you see the angle of it doesn't quite work too much in your favor, but you catch people. Looks like maybe 4 that were on the boat before.
Where are they going?
And they seem to be coming up towards this big wall here. You lose sight of them behind the wall.
Okay, I radio through and they say they're at the outer wall gate, west side.
My scope shifts to the outer gate west side.
Okay, you start looking towards it. It's quite difficult to see, but this is a big roller door as well. The slight little gap that's beneath it, you can see a little bit of shadow being cast from people being on the other side. There seems to just be a little bit of movement there. Your eyes are on it. What's everyone else doing at this point?
Let's go. We ninja.
Yeah.
Okay, so
Can I
Jake,
ninja run?
Jake, Nick, Scott, and
What's Poe doing?
that's you for now. That's you for now. Oh, so Poe posts. Yeah, so as soon as it starts happening, he's like, get back inside,
So-
make sure they're safe. He starts heading back in. The 3 of you start to head down towards the front gate. So you make it to your outer gate here.
Yeah.
I thought that's the outer
You
gate.
open it. This is the inner gate. Inner gate. Sorry, you make it to the inner gate.
Yeah.
Open up.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, Scott, you take out your key. You open it up. It's wide open. You kind of filter out.
Can we get someone on this gate to lock it up and open it up if we need it?
Yeah, I'll head down now. You hear Jen call through.
That key, does it open it from the outside as well?
Yes.
Yes, it does.
Should we leave the key here?
There's one key. It's like one key.
Yeah, maybe we
For both.
shouldn't take the
Throw
key.
it over.
Yeah, I mean, just give the key to someone else so we don't have the key on us so we can't be kidnapped and the key taken.
You're seeing more movement outside the gate.
More movement? Doesn't.
Yeah, it seems to be moving around a little bit more
Let's
back
go
and
ahead, I'll
forth.
catch up.
Okay. Nick and I.
Right.
Ninja.
I wait for Jen.
You wait for Jen?
Yeah, I radio through. They're still at the outer gate.
Okay.
Nick and I. Oh, don't wear masks and
You-
we're fine.
Oh yeah, you guys, are you masking up?
Yeah, in case they got chemical weapons.
How much does this mask obscure your face?
Obscure the face?
Yeah. Like to say, if I was to run into you, would I recognize you as Jake?
I mean, it's kind of like the whole sort of face is kind of visible, but we got that, and then we'd have the visor from the helmet.
So the answer's no. I wouldn't.
You don't even.
Cool, that's all I need to know.
Unless you recognise it.
No, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't.
Well, it's
Okay.
your discretion, so.
Yeah, no, it's just, it doesn't sound like, it sounds like your face is quite obscured. Okay, so you start making your way down this space here towards the front, moving stealthily with Nick by your side, just the 2 of you moving towards
Combining
the gate.
our-
As you were saying at the gate.
Waiting to pilot to. Because
Pass
he's
the
a good
key.
point. I'm passing it to
We
Jen.
don't want to be kidnapped and then have them literally have a key to the
Yep.
front door.
Okay, so once Jake and Nick make it down to about this point here, past the first camper van, that's when Jen makes it to where she is, and she's kind of been hurrying to get stuff on. She's got a bow slung over her.
I
Okay.
showed her here and I said, grab this, stay here, we'll, lock up, we'll be back.
Okay, go.
Yeah.
And she,
And then I start heading
Pulls
up
it closed.
towards trying to catch up.
and she's like, good luck! She calls over the top of the thing. and you start running down, and you can get a bit of a run on. You get a bit of a run on with your leg. So you also notice you see them starting to head down. There's now 3 of them that have headed down towards the gate. By the time you make it to around about where Nick and Jake were before, they're down at the gate.
Am I able to gauge how many people there are on this gate?
Very difficult to see. Yeah, just at the range that you're at.
I'd be like, say to Nick, get a vantage point, get your bow ready. So Nick to sort of go away somewhere, so I don't hide and get ready.
Okay. As you're starting
Where can I hide?
Well, there's like bushes to the side.
there's camper vans. There's camper vans to the side that you can go ahead and pop yourself down by.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, so you start moving up through the slightly longer grass up towards the camper vans. While you're doing this, while you're being silent, you guys are signing to each other. And that's when Scott kind of moves up towards.
I don't know the distance between this and this, but from where I'm standing, am I in range?
That is at distance, so there is potential. It's difficult.
Yeah.
But
it's range-wise. It's within my.
Yes, there would be some modifiers that would go on it, but yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so while you guys are getting in position, while you're trying to get ready, you hear a voice calling from on the other side of the gate. You hear a voice kind of calling out. Hello?
Do we hear?
Hello?
Do we hear the hello?
You can hear that there's someone yelling something, but it's very, very faint. But you can pick up, maybe, that could have been a hello. Yeah.
Jake, who are they?
Haven't dogged them yet. Hold on. Wait for Scott.
Hello, there's no bell? Hello?
Jesus Christ. Do I recognise the voice?
Roll logic for me. This is going to be a -20.
Come on, maybe. Yeah, no. No one needs.
You're trying to think back and... No, I mean, like... Accent, maybe... Can't quite place it, though. You're like, I can't be sure. You're still trying to keep yourself hidden and low down at this point. Scott, you're up where they are.
What do you want?
There's someone there?
Is this a ghost?
Yes.
I want to speak. This works. If this works for you, this works for me.
This
We
works
can do
for me.
this. Okay. Hello.
What can I do for you?
You have some very nice walls. That's walls, not balls. I know it's a little difficult to understand sometimes. But I'm sure you will
Thank
also
you on
have
both
nice
fronts.
yes, yeah, good.
So what can I do for you?
Who are you?
Name's Scott.
Nice to meet you, Scott.
Who are you?
My name is Ismail.
Kind of happy, kind of not happy.
That yellow plane that's out there. Is that your plane?
Always get rid of the getaway vehicle.
No, it's not.
Well, I hate to inform you, my friend, but there might be someone sneaking around your walls.
I know.
Okay, look, I mean not us, other than us.
Yeah, we saw them yesterday. We lost track of them.
Okay, no. You hear him like shout some commands to someone, and you hear what sounds like maybe a little bit of affirmation. Sounds like it's in Russian. Maybe we can help you there. We find who is sneaking around. Maybe it counts as favor.
Do I see his facial reactions and stuff?
You can't see his face. It's completely sealed up. We've
Okay.
determined this. You see a look in his eyes. It could be lust. It could be something else.
Hungry? Gassy?
Yeah.
Bit of both?
All of the above.
I'm like,
That's alright. We can manage.
I'm sure you can. You seem to be pretty well equipped here. This, he kind of like knocks on it. It's not bad. It's more than what most have or had. Look, I will cut to the chase here. Taking a little bit of a risk talking to you. But in saying that, you haven't shot through here at me yet. And I've been very loud. So you could have just shot me. You haven't, so that maybe makes me think that you are not who I think you are. Do you wear any form of your uniform?
I don't understand the question.
Do you wear any kind of uniform?
No.
Do you wear any kind of insignia?
I don't hesitate. I just say no. No. But obviously it's a lie.
Okay, roll deception for me. Just flat. Because you paused as well.
1 over.
It's pretty convincing. It's pretty convincing. Or is it?
Yeah, wish you had switches.
And technically I didn't. I just wanted to make sure that you know, because that was the only lie I've told so far.
Okay, I mean, like, it could be a lie. You might see, like, an Adidas tick as being... An Adidas tick? Yeah, an Adidas tick. Wow. I mean, like, because Adidas has a swoosh. Maybe you could see that as an insignia. I don't know. There is just, like, after you say that, there's nothing. There is no talking. It's just silence.
take off my helmet, take off my mask, put my helmet back on.
You put your
Helmet back
camo
on.
fire helmet on.
Making sure the visor's down still. So I'm protected from pocket sand. Ismail.
This is another voice. Hello.
It's been a while, I think. We shared some tea one time.
Wait, tea? When?
An island near here.
An island? Oh shit. No.
Small island. A little island.
You made it off that island. You are the big guy, the beard. Not beard, you didn't have a beard.
No,
you didn't have a beard. The big guy. Yes, I remember the tea. You. How many of you made it away from there?
Don't really want to know the details, but not many, mate.
No, I can only assume as much. We saw what was left of it.
We saw what happened with you guys.
Yes. Well, things have not been so good for us either. Good and bad. It is, I will admit, it is good to hear a voice that I know. I liked your tea. It was good tea. Maybe we could have tea again. I'd like that.
That would be good.
Look, I will be honest with you. I'm not here to step on your toes. I'm not here to cause you a problem. We were concerned when we saw a plane.
Why were you concerned?
Is that your plane? Anyone behind here? Your friend does not seem so sure that it is.
It's ours.
Is there anyone behind here that has any kind of insignia, a uniform?
No, I don't know. No.
I'm speaking about any form of military.
No,
You're being honest with me.
I am.
Okay. That is comforting to know.
Are you still with the same group you were with before?
Those of us that are left, yes. We have a place. It is not. It's home.
Are you or some of your people still looking for those people you were looking for before?
No.
No one's interested in those people.
No. We have tried to live as separate as we can. We try to live meekly. We got the message. We were not meant to be out there. We got pushed away. We had no other choice but to go.
So did we.
They hit us from above. There was very little we could do to fight back.
Exact same for us. It rained poison and then it rained fire.
Poison.
Something. They threw something on us. Got most of us.
I'm sorry to hear that. I really am. We lost people as well. Some fuck sabotaged us. We lost a large cache. Ammunition, anything that we could use to defend ourselves. But this is your place?
I'll just come back. What do you need?
Well, depends what you have.
Do we have any tea?
Look, I will be honest, we were not expecting to have a pleasant conversation. I wanted to try and understand who was here. I'm very pleased to see that is, well, a familiar voice. I guess the question I can ask you is, what do you need? If we can help each other, we can go stronger together.
If you give us a bit of time, we need to have a bit of a chat. We'll get some table and chairs out here. We'll make some tea. Give us an hour.
Alright. If you ever journey further north and you need a place of safety, you'll find us.
How can we contact you?
Look, this is a gesture of faith. I'm not going to throw this, it is far too valuable. I'm going to slide something underneath the gate. You see a hand drop down, and there is what looks to be like almost like an old school phone. Seems like bushy, like big, kind of fat aerial on it. He slides it underneath it there.
Grab it.
It is a satellite phone. There are pre-programmed numbers inside there. You can find us on there.
Thank you.
You have way to charge if you need.
You nod. I think so. I think we'll figure it out.
Alright. Good.
See you in an hour.
Alright. 1 hour.
And you hear footsteps starting to turn away. Those of you on the roof see 4 people walking away. 2 of which were not at the gate. Others went around. They seem to be walking down from up here. You catch a person walking around, and they seem to be walking back towards their boat.
You see that?
Yep.
And the tension for the moment, what happened, starts to subside.
Start walking back. Radio through. Like, how many did you guys see?
2 were scouting out the further down our fence line.
Did you see a big motherfucker with an LMG?
You did not.
I did not.
It's difficult at this distance to determine if someone's a big motherfucker or yeah.
What about scope optics?
Scope optics, they're good. They're not quite as good as a telescope.
Oh, right. But
Plus, I mean, if these guys are close to the wall, you probably can't actually see.
Yeah,
the
it's
degree of
difficult to make out
motherfuckerness
Yeah.
was undetermined.
Yes.
LNG?
I couldn't
Right.
see if there was an LNG.
Oh.
Yeah.
So you asked me what
I
it
know.
Let's go make some tea and get some chairs and probably have a chat.
Okay. You start to prepare yourselves for this, for another encounter, another tea time.
I do just
Jesus Christ, last tea time was so fucking tense.
tell you,
Oh.
when you go down, just turn your walkie on so everyone back here can hear what's being said.
Okay. That will mean anyone else down there with me needs to have it turned off.
Yeah.
Or on a different channel.
Yeah.
Probably a different channel, and then you have another one up there on the same channel for communicating abilities. These group, they were, when we were on, assuming everyone's here.
You've moved back into the main accommodation,
Yeah.
also known as the MDC.
What was that again?
MDC.
The big square building.
MCU?
Yes, a big square building.
When
Everyone's
we
here except for Frank,
Yeah.
Dan, and Max.
Willow.
Willow as well.
To the max.
Or is she here? No, she's not.
There's they were part of a trade network. They had a container ship. They were, I'm assuming other stuff, but one of the big things they were doing was dealing drugs, making drugs, manufacturing. They know about these. Some people among them would hunt these people.
What are those?
We got them in Auckland on Pigeon Mountain. There's a guy called Eddie there.
Auckland's full of shit shows.
He ran the show and did a branding. Basically, if someone with the same mark as you did something wrong, everyone else was punished.
Right.
So they were part of a trade network. That the night we got attacked, they got attacked by the same people on Great Barrier. From what we can tell, it's some sort of military operation. Maybe Air Force or maybe a combination of all. Don't know. They got planes. They got jamming technology. I'm assuming whatever else they got is pretty good. They were attacked. Sounds pretty nasty. Ismail had our back. In the conversation we had, he could speak English. His mate couldn't. He did his best to keep everything running smoothly, and he saved our lives with that. We could have easily fucking ripped apart. The more likely to deal than to not, and I think just as first impressions, they might even be willing deal a bit more now. Now that they've been hit hard, doesn't sound like the last 5 years have been too kind to them. But we still got to be cautious. They had some connection too with Eddie and Leroy and what was going down in Auckland, so they might still have some connection there or know about what else is going on down there.
Depends how much the dynamics changed in the group.
It could have been huge. It's been 5 years.
Yeah, because he seems alright, but as you said, it doesn't necessarily mean the rest of this group is.
Exactly. And he's just a guy trying to survive. And to get help with that, he will. If it's going to come at the cost or maybe even the risk to his life, I can't say he'll put himself out there at all. Probably doubt it because the music's quite ominous.
When is it not?
Well, what are we hoping to gain from this?
If they have any remnants of this trade network, we're looking at some nice supplies, some drugs. Not the good kind, the medical kind.
Also,
tools.
it's information.
Information is key.
It's the good. Medical supplies are a big thing. I mean, we've cleared out the medical centre of anything really useful, but over the time since you left, we haven't had the manpower and ability to take the hospital. So, I mean, we will eventually need medical supplies.
Yeah.
Information would be nice.
I think you guys should be wearing some gloves, just to keep those hidden.
Yeah.
We'll keep these hidden.
I was actually going to stay back, possibly on the wall, the inner wall, so I've got a bit of an vantage point.
Maybe camp out in one of the caravans.
Yeah.
Put your rifle through a window.
Yeah.
If you're going to be doing that, risking yourself, it's only right that we help you.
Okay.
A while back, we picked up some limbs. You look like you're in need of one.
I desperately need a right leg.
Damn, we only got lefts.
It's only
meant
right.
to.
It's only right that you get one, so.
Yes, it is.
Use another arm.
It's alright with you, big man.
Yeah, we're intending to do that. We just obviously other things happened this morning.
It's funny that the shoe's on the other foot now, right? Someone didn't have a prosthetic face? No, don't worry. I'm just playing with you. And so, plans are starting to be set. Put in motion.
I would like to, if we are getting information, I want to know what happened to, if it's possible to get that information. I want to know what happened to Ethan. I want to know what the status of Eden is at the moment.
Look, last time we said specific names, it almost turned to shit.
Okay.
We could be vague, just ask what's going on in Auckland.
It'd be nice to have that information. I owe someone.
We'll keep it as vague as possible, but we'll do our best. I will tell them that we'll have guns on. They will know. Best to keep an honest relationship.
Fair enough.
By the sounds of it, you would probably be the best person to have on this discussion. So we'll go by your lead on this one.
Okay.
Do you have a signal that you use if you need me to pull the trigger? Other than just everything going sideways.
It'd be good to have one. I can position myself as well.
Yeah. That'll be the extra walkie scene.
Alright. Sad. It's gonna be sad.
Right? Sad it is. Let's hope you don't get sad.
While this discussion is happening above on the 3rd floor, in the leisure area, down beneath, Willow is trying to help Max as much as she can. You can see that there is almost a sense of desperation in her eyes. She's got a few books with her, and she's kind of flicking back and forth through them. Max has been getting visibly redder and hotter and sweating as this morning's kind of gone by. Things are very much touch and go. And with that, with another reunion at the end of this one, we're going to be bringing the chapter to a close. New faces, and some old ones. You've all survived another moment in the world of Zealand. After surviving for 5 years in relative peace, it seems that, like all things, it can't last forever. The world has found the reserve, in one way or the other, with new people and old, and some Russians thrown in the mix. All makes a fantastic drink. But that is us. Thank you for joining us for another chapter of Zealand. Be sure to join us in the next one. I've been Rycon. This has been the team. Say goodbye, team. Wave.
Goodbye, team.
Goodbye, team. Goodbye, team. I've been Rycon. You have all been awesome.
And until next time, stay breathing.